Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I have announced this already. I am attempting Vlogmas, okay? And Vlogmas for me is just to try to post every day until, I guess, Christmas. But if I'm able to make it through Christmas, then I'll make it through December 31st if I don't quit along the way. If you want to keep seeing all these videos, or if you have like any video requests, you can put it down below in the comment section. But I'm coming back with this video because I want to talk about two things in this video. When Marlo Hampton from the Housewives of Atlanta had a hair transplant, she was sharing it on live on her Instagram. I guess her swelling were like so bad. Therefore, I did have some people tag me to ask me if I have experienced swelling like her. I'm going to talk about my swelling, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about her hair transplant because I have some questions myself about her hair transplant. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and leave all questions and comments down below. Did I have any swelling after my hair transplant? If you're new to my channel, I did get a hair transplant, not once but twice. And in January of 2023, it's going to be 2 years after my second hair transplant. And it's going to be about over 4 years now since my first hair transplant. September of this year has been 4 years since my very first hair transplant, and January will be 2 years since my second hair transplant, if it makes sense. And I do have a lot of videos where I have documented my hair transplant. I will leave a playlist in the iCard and then in the box below. Feel free to check it out. After my first hair transplant, I was told to immediately start icing my foreheads and around my face, and then my neck, the back of my neck, once I went back to the hotel. So I went in, you know, I was well prepared. They even gave me ice. The doctor gave me ice at their office before I left, and I decided to start icing my face. But if you know me, I'm not the most, how can I call it? If you know me by now, I don't follow directions well. So I started icing my face, but when I went back to the hotel, I wanted to eat, I wanted to watch TV, I wanted to do YouTube. So I ice it, forget to ice it for hours. And then remember, oh, I needed to ice my hair. So I wasn't doing it like regularly. They want you to ice your face and neck regularly, hourly, while you're awake. Of course, you can't do it while you're sleeping. But I would ice my face, and then 4 hours later, 5 hours later, ice it again. And then by the second day, I forgot about icing. The second day I went back and I haven't had any swelling, and they told me to continue to ice, not knowing that I haven't been icing properly. They're like, well, continue to ice because this is just the second day. And then I came back to Jacksonville. After a few days has passed, Dr. Matt Hubner texted me because I was texting with him, and I did mention to him that I still haven't not felt any swelling, and he did tell me that if you didn't feel any swelling by now, chances are you will not experience any swelling. So I experienced zero swelling. I have pictures that I will be posting throughout this video so you can see from the day of the procedure, like almost, you know, the whole first week. During the procedure, I experienced zero swelling, and I was happy. I was good because I was going to go back to work after a week, you know. And then people that swell like that, I would imagine it would take longer than a week for the swelling to go down. After my second hair transplant, because my first hair transplant, I didn't experience any swelling, I wanted to be careful, you know. I didn't want it to happen the second time around. Of course, I went prepared with an ice bag and everything. And as usual, I didn't ice myself properly, and I still did not experience any swelling. But this is for person to person. Different people are going to react differently. But swelling is very, very common when you're getting a hair transplant. I've seen so many people that have experienced swelling after getting a hair transplant. I was just one of or some of the few exceptions to the rule, but it is common. I just was lucky enough to not have experienced it. Okay, so this is part one. Let's move on to part two. Part two of Marlo's hair transplant. People tagged me because of her swelling, and that's how I found out she had a hair transplant. But what's concerning me is, on what I've seen, there's not a lot of, she had her hair transplant, what, over a year ago, and we have not seen any results. I did see pictures where she was like at the doctor's office where they shaved the back of her hair and they staged, and it looks legit. And then after that, all what I saw her doing was putting a wig over her head, and then in the show she would just show her baby hair on the side, which didn't make sense to me because they don't actually transplant baby hair. During the transplant, they're gonna mostly likely transplant like the stronger hair on your head, and there's a stronger part of your hair is the hair that's not affected by male pattern baldness, which is like at the back. That's what will be transferred here. So for her to get those fine baby edges, either she relaxed it or she found a way to smooth it out with some gel or some other type of way, or maybe she has naturally straight hair. But I'm just questioning, like, you have like a whole hair transplant and all what we see is the wig. Actually, to me, the baby hair that she shows look like sideburns from the lace front wig, because I don't know, it's just, it does not make sense. And to this day, so one thing you do not want to do is have a fresh hair transplant and then lay a lace front hair, like glue it on your new transplanted area. I know somebody out there is going to say I'm talking about Marlo wearing wigs after her hair transplant and I'm wearing braids after my hair transplant. Yes, I'm wearing braids after my hair transplant, but at least I waited a year. I made sure that my hair transplant was successful. I had some new growth and I showed it to everybody. I wasn't pulling off the hair on the side. Like, she had a whole hair transplant and she's just showing us like this. It's not even like the temple. It's not even the temple. What I see her doing on TV is just showing this part right here, which people call the sideburn. But to be fair, some people don't have sideburns. I don't know if her traction alopecia, her sideburns were pulled out and she retransplanted her sideburns. I don't know. Maybe she just doesn't want to show us the results, or maybe she just did it for herself, not for anybody. So as long as she can see her growth and the success that she has from procedure is probably enough for her. I wanted to see the results simply because she shared it with us. So I would have loved it for her to come back and share, give us more information and share her journey. Since she's a celebrity, she can inspire so many of us, and then she can educate a lot of us on not to destroy our hairline. I don't know. Let me know what you think below, or if you have seen like any photos or where she has documented, because I'm not the best person at searching things on social media, or if you have had like any information where she actually showed her hairline, where she showed the results, you can tag me in it on Instagram, and my name on Instagram is just Matiana, the same as my YouTube channel. So you can just tag me on it. Maybe I may have missed it, but I was just wondering, and I was wondering if anybody out there that's, you know, that's into hair transplants and hair was wondering the same thing as I was wondering. She just shows us like the sideburn, you know, just her sideburn, and then the wig, and then the sideburn is actually look like the baby hair from the wig. But anyway, this is my thought on Marlo Hampton hair transplant. There's not a lot to think of. But if you do have a hair transplant, do not put you can wear a wig after a hair transplant. After the scabs have completely washed off. You can wear a wig, you can wear a scarf, but do not glue the wig on. Just wear like a glue-less wig. Something where you don't need, because you don't want to do that, because all that's going to happen is as soon as the hair start growing, that glue will go ahead and pull the new growth hair out. So this is it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Leave all questions and comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video.